segment is sponsored by National Museum of the Pacific War.
We're at the National Museum of the Pacific War in Fredericksburg, Texas. We actually sit on 6 acres. We have 3 galleries, covers about 55,000 square feet of exhibit space. We have over 900 artifacts on display. We have a lot of unique artifacts here. One of them is the Japanese Rex float plane that's behind us. It's the only one on display in the world. There are only 3 left in existence, with less than 100 being made during the war. We've got the HA-19 Japanese midget sub that was actually used on the attack in Pearl Harbor and ran aground. But I like the Victory Gallery at the end of the George H.W. Bush Gallery here. And in that gallery, we have a POW flag. Towards the end of the war, they actually sewed a flag back together using parachute silk, the stars, and some sewing thread and a rusty needle that they found. That's probably my favorite artifact on display. On Main Street, we have the Admiral Nimitz Gallery, and that gallery is focused mainly on the founding of Fredericksburg and Admiral Nimitz's life and career in the Navy. Now we're in the George H.W. Bush Gallery, and this is where we tell the human story of World War II in the Pacific. We actually start 100 years before Pearl Harbor, and move all the way through the Japanese surrender. So we really pride ourselves on telling the human story of World War II in the Pacific and how it affected the world as a whole. And then 2 blocks down Austin Street, we've got our Pacific Combat Zone, and we have our full battlefield. And so during those shows, people can come, they'll see the weapons and equipment used, they'll get some personal stories, some personal touches of all the different aspects of service during World War II. So throughout the year, we actually have special programs that are here to honor veterans, both current and past. We've got our Memorial Day observance, our Veterans Day observance, and our Pearl Harbor Day observance. And those are free to the public, so we encourage all the public to come and just hear our guest speaker, talk with veterans who are there, and see the museum in our memorial courtyard. We pride ourselves on inspiring our youth by honoring our heroes. That's our motto. And so we really think it's an important place for families to come of all ages, bring the kids, to come and get that piece of history that's not covered in school very much or covered in the history books. You can get it right here at the National Museum of the Pacific War. We're open 9 to 5 daily. We're only closed Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Christmas. Our tickets are good for 48 hours, so once you can come and go in that 48 hours as much as you want. And for more information, you can check out www.pacificwarmuseum.org and just come on out to Fredericksburg and see the museum.
History truly does come alive at the National Museum of the Pacific War, and nobody knows that better than Brandon Vineyard, who's joining me this morning to talk a little bit about the museum's mission and some really great things on the horizon. Good morning.
Good morning. It's
great to see you. So, you know I'm a big fan, but for anybody out there who hasn't made the trip to Fredericksburg and attended the museum, what can they expect?
We pride ourselves on inspiring our youth by honoring our heroes, and we do that. We are the only museum in the continental United States solely dedicated to telling the story of World War II in the Pacific.
Wow.
So we tell it through 55,000 square feet of exhibit space, set on 6 acres, 3 different galleries, right in the heart of Fredericksburg, right off Main Street. So it's really close for everything. You can go out and grab lunch and enjoy the museum.
Yeah, and it really is a world-class facility too. There's so much to see there. Why do you think it's important that we continue to tell these stories?
It's important for us because as teachers' time gets crunched and the testing, they don't have a lot of time to focus on World War II, especially in the Pacific. It all kind of focuses on European theater.
Right.
And so it's really important to kind of go back, look, understand what happened, the lessons we learned from it, and then the way that can be adapted to future conflicts, current situations, things like that. So it really does encompass what you can learn from history.
The history really is fascinating, but you do truly bring it to life. The World War II Pacific combat program is really intense and something that people can experience in all the senses.
Yeah, and we do that 7 weekends a year. Throughout the year, starts at March, goes through November, and you really do get to experience history come to life. So we talk about the weapons and the equipment used. We focus on the chaplains' lives, the female role in World War II, and then the last 10 minutes of it's the full battle reenactment where we use the flamethrower, our Stuart tank rolls out, and you get to feel the heat from the flamethrower and the concussion of the special effects and everything. So it really gives you that little bitty sense of what World War II in the Pacific was like.
That's right. It really does help drive home that mission. And you have some really exciting things on the horizon coming, some renovation and some expansion.
Yeah, so the Admiral Nimitz Gallery right there on Main Street, which is in Admiral Nimitz's grandfather's old hotel, that's where our museum started 51 years ago, and so we're actually getting ready to renovate the entire exhibit area. So we're going to be closing that down April 8th. It'll be closed for 10 or 12 months, and we're going to really update that exhibit. We gain about 200 square feet to tell the story of Admiral Nimitz, his naval career, his family, how they helped find Fredericksburg, and things like that. So we're really excited about that renovation and what it's gonna bring to the town.
Great, bright things for the future of the museum, which is very exciting. Continue to tell that story and preserve the history. If people want to plan their spring break visit or their visits all year long, where can they go for more info?
Yeah, you can find all the information. You can buy tickets at pacificwarmuseum.org.
Easy breezy. Well, we look forward to seeing these new additions, Brandon. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.